So today I'm going to tell you about the 5 things that I love and the 5 things that I don't love as much about living here in Dallas. Let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Rebecca Valera. I'm with Keller Williams and I'm a realtor here in Dallas, Texas. You may have seen a previous video that I did called Moving to Dallas, 10 Reasons Why You Should. Today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why I love living here in Dallas and 5 other reasons that can make living in Dallas a little challenging. Alright, so let's start with the challenging ones first, shall we? Alright, the first thing that can be really challenging about living here in Dallas is the weather. In the summer, it gets really hot. And we can have multiple days of triple-digit heat. Now this is not like humid heat like you would get close to a body of water or close to the coast. It's a very dry heat, so it's like sunburn, desert heat is kind of the best way to put it. Luckily, we have this thing called air conditioning, and to help avoid the heat, so when I was expecting and we had triple-digit heat, to avoid the heat, I just had to stay indoors in air conditioning. Got into my air-conditioned car, went to my air-conditioned work, and everything was peachy. I wasn't suffering in the heat like most people would think. There are several splash pads available to help reduce the heat during the summer when you've got the kiddos around. And there's several pools that you can take advantage of in the summertime as well. Whether it be your community pool that's in your neighborhood, or if you go to the Y where you work out, or Lifetime Fitness, wherever you work out, usually they'll have a pool available to enjoy and relax in to try to beat the heat. The other thing that's a little bit weather related that has been in the news a lot lately has been tornadoes. So we do have a lot of tornadoes that we see here in the Dallas area. They do have a great system as to letting us know when a tornado is near you, or like my phone vibrates and rings when we get some type of weather alert, whether it be hail, whether it be, just strong winds. It's typically more common to see weather like that in the spring and in the fall because you have a lot of cold and warm air changes during those times of the year. During the heat of the summer, not really. During the dead of winter, not really. So the second thing that makes it a little uncomfortable to live here in Dallas would have to be the pollen. And as a result of pollen, we usually have a lot of allergies. People that I've talked to that have moved here to Dallas do have a tendency to react to some of the pollen that's in the air. There's a lot more things to be allergic to here in Texas, apparently. So what I would recommend is if you're a very allergy prone person, or you think you might have issues with this, for sure talk to an allergist. That would be my first line of defense.
I would also recommend stocking up on some sort of allergy relief medicine.
So the third reason that really makes Dallas a difficult place to live would have to be all the road construction. Up and down I-35, it seems like every time I move, we live right next to a place where they've got construction on one of the roads. It's a little bit frustrating, but it's kind of one of the growing pains of a growing city. So the benefit in all of this is that eventually you're going to have a better road, or wider roads in most cases. And the biggest key about road construction is knowing where it is, so that way you can avoid it and take an alternate route that's going to make a little bit more sense for your commute. The fourth thing that really makes Dallas difficult is all the tolls. There's a toll road to get from the east side of town to the west side of town, and vice versa. North and south too have their own toll roads, whether it be the Dallas North Tollway, 121, or 190, the George Bush Turnpike. If you get on either one of any of those toll roads, it's very expensive. If you live near one of those tolls, because you find yourself thinking, I'll just take the toll and take a quick route to my work or a quick route here. but you really pay a lot for those tolls. So just keep that in mind. Kind of the flip side of it is there's always an alternate route. It may be a little bit slower, and on those days where you're really running late, maybe take the toll and pay that extra expense. But on the days when you don't really need to, just, you know, waiting in traffic, waiting patiently, and just getting to where you need to go is probably the best solution to all the tolls. And the last reason that makes Dallas a pretty challenging place to live would have to be the property taxes. And I mean, granted, things are going up in value, which is great for homeowners, or great if you have an investment, because that equity is continuing to rise. But as much as your equity rises in your home, that property tax is gonna rise with it. We have pretty high property taxes, and typically if you are living in a new area or a new neighborhood, or something's being constructed right next to your neighborhood that's gonna add a lot of growth or a lot of value, you might get charged extra for it. So just kind of be aware of the property tax here in Texas is not cheap. Even though housing is affordable, the taxes that go with that can be kind of expensive compared to other places in the US. The greatest advice that I can give you about this is to just contest your property taxes every year. As long as you're actively contesting, and if you go in with photos and everything, there's a great shot that you can get your taxes lowered. Even just a little bit helps. So every little bit helps. Also, if you're a veteran or a disabled veteran or over 65, there's a lot of tax exemptions that you can take advantage of as well here in the great state of Texas. And the homestead exemption is also going to help out. All right, so now we're on loves. So some of the things that I really love about the Dallas area is those cute little downtown area places. Back in 2014, Money Magazine named McKinney, Texas, one of the best places to live. And the reasoning behind that was because they had taken the historic downtown area, revitalized it, brought more shopping, brought more art galleries, brought more restaurants into that old downtown area. Another great reason why I love the Dallas area is all of its food. So the barbecue and Tex-Mex are pretty awesome. So as far as Tex-Mex goes, you have a couple different options. So some people will say, oh, well, this isn't very authentic. So the phrase Tex-Mex kind of refers to like your tacos, your chalupas, anything that's kind of crunchy or whatever, that's more of the Tex-Mex versus Mexican food. One of the very first restaurants to establish themselves here in the Dallas area is a place called Mia's Tex-Mex, and it's it's open in the morning, so you can get burritos and whatnot. One of my favorite Mexican food places to go to is Petra. They're located in McKinney, and it's amazing. As far as really good barbecue places go, I would definitely recommend, in the heart of Dallas, they have a place called Pecan Lodge. It's over in Deep Ellum, and they were rated #1 by D Magazine, and it's really good, you should go. Some other honorable mentions would be the Lockhart Smokehouse in Plano. Now we've got another place called Meet You Anywhere, Meet You Anywhere Barbecue. They have a location that started in Grapevine, and then now they're up in Hickory Creek. In Farmers Branch you have Cadillac Barbecue, and then in Rowlett, my in-laws love this place. It's Meshek's Barbecue is over in Rowlett. It's definitely a good find. And then one of my personal favorites, he does a lot of catering. He's done catering for myself and for other family members, but he owns Crack Brisket over in Allen. It's kind of where he's located. He doesn't have a storefront, but he does a lot of great catering, and his anything that he makes is amazing, so you should definitely try cracked brisket as well. Another reason that I really love living here in Dallas is the fact that it's so affordable. So compared to, let's say we're thinking about Boston. So let's take the cost of living and compare it to Boston. If you made $80,000 a year in Boston, you would only need to make $55,000 a year in Dallas to have the same standard of living. And it's mainly because housing is just so much more affordable here than Boston. It's about 50% less expensive here in Dallas compared to Boston. Another great reason that I love living here in Dallas are the parks. So according to USA Today, there are more than 406 parks located in the city, within the city limits of Dallas, and about 21,000 acres of land just designated for parks themselves. So if you're thinking that Dallas is a concrete jungle, think again. Some of the more popular parks that people enjoy going to, one would have to be the park that's around White Rock Lake. There's a lot of trails, hiking, biking, canoeing. You can do over and around White Rock Lake. So Dragon Park would be another popular one, which is located closer to downtown. Probably the most famous and most recently renovated area for a park would have to be Clyde Warren Park over in downtown Dallas. Lots of free activities, lots of great things to do, and enjoy the outdoors there in the heart of downtown. And one of the last things that I really love about living here in Dallas is the public transit system that we have. Pretty much the DART in and of itself is going to connect you to all places from downtown up to Addison, over to Carrollton, Farmers Branch, Irving, Plano. We have a couple of universities that are connected to the DART system, including SMU, University of North Texas in Dallas. So we also have airport connections that are going to be connecting you to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, or DFW, and also Dallas Love Field Airport. So you can get connected to those airports and you don't have to pay parking, which is amazing. And you can ride the DART train all the way from the east side of town in Rowlett and take it all the way to Fort Worth if you'd like. So as far as the pricing, there's three options. There's local, regional, and reduced. So the local rate, the daily pass is going to be $6, and that's going to give you access to any of the bus and the trains that are going to be running through Dallas. So for $6 a day, you can take any bus and any train in Dallas. For the region, so if you're wanting a regional pass, that not only includes your train and bus for all things Dallas, but it would also include some of the transit options that are over in Fort Worth and to our north in Denton. And those regional daily passes run about $12. And then for the 65 plus community, as well as kids, high school students, and college students, you can all get a reduced daily rate of $3 a day. They also have morning passes, evening passes, so if you just needed a half a day trip, they have rates for those, as well as monthly passes. There are so many great places to live and so many great things to do here in Dallas. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch this quick video about the pros and cons of living here in Dallas. If you'd like more information about certain parts of the Dallas area, feel free to download my free relocation guide. I'll put a link in the description below so that you can take that freebie and enjoy it. I try to post every Wednesday. I hope you are having a great Tuesday, and I will see you next time on The Little Things. So another great reason. All right.
Boo.